Hello and welcome to another Bushwhacker review. Today we're going to be taking a look at Kevin Harvick's Payday Chevy from 2003. So let's take a look at the box. So you got a pretty nice box sleeve here. Got a bunch of peanuts and a Payday bar kind of getting unwrapped, coming out. Got Payday, peanut caramel bar, Action Racing Collectibles, number 21, Kevin Harvick. Got the same stuff down the side. They made a total of 12,888 of these things. Like I said, production numbers used to be crazy, which makes all the cars basically worthless back then, but that's beside the point. Got the same stuff on the back of the box, Action Racing Collectibles, 124 scale stock car, and of course your copyright and such on the bottom of the box. Here is the car itself. A decently iconic look for Kevin Harvick back in the day. This was his primary for 2003, before he ran a Reese's car a couple times in 2003, and that proved to be so much more popular that since that point on, they decided to go with the Reese's car for the Busch Series instead of a Payday car. This car still clearly has some say with a lot of people, and a lot of people do still love it because it was just ran this season at Darlington. Blaine Perkins ran this paint scheme as a throwback at the Darlington Throwback Race. But not only that, he actually got Payday to sponsor the car. I don't know how in the world they managed to do that, but there was actually a Payday-sponsored car. I'm pretty sure it didn't go too well for him in the race, but so when he ran that car, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have that diecast somewhere. It took me a while to even find where I put this. Like, I was starting to wonder if I had, for some reason gotten rid of this car, which, I have a whole Mars and Hershey candy collection, so I don't know I would have ever gotten rid of a car, which luckily I didn't. But I was starting to wonder, I'm like, this car isn't even worth anything, so I don't think it would have been worth it to sell at all. I was, so confused what I did with this car. But luckily, I do have it, and it is sitting in front of you. So now we can take a look at it, because as far as I can tell, I never reviewed this. I said, I searched all over YouTube. I typed in, Kevin Harvick Payday Review 2003 Kevin Harvick, a bunch of stuff, just to try to, see if I had reviewed it, and I could not find any sign of having reviewed it. The whole car is actually, there's some, sparkle metal flake in the white. I don't know if that's coming across, but there is some sparkle in the white. That looks really cool. I believe they also made Johnny Sauter's version of this diecast, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure there's at least one other Payday diecast out there with this paint scheme. But anyways, let's get down to sponsors. On the hood, you have Payday, Peanut Caramel Bar. Got Chevy Monte Carlo, number 21, RCR, RCR.com. Down the side, you have Payday. Got some peanuts back there. Got Global We Care. The funny thing on the throwback is they actually tried to recreate the logos. Sonic was turned into, Ryan Daly's design logo. Down here, Snap-on was peanuts and Sylvania was caramel or something. That's hilarious. That's really cool. They really put a lot of effort into that throwback. I would love for that to get produced, but I doubt it will. Anyways, on the B post, you have Sherwin-Williams and RCR. Got your regular contingencies and such up front. On the back, you have Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Got an unwrapped Payday bar on the side. Got the Chevy bow tie. You see these spoilers actually, half white, half orange. That's cool. Got Timekin on the deck lid. Got the same stuff down the other side as usual. Take a look under the hood. Back when you could actually just pop the hood from the underside. So you got Payday down there. There's the engine detail if you want to see that. Deck lid, of course, used to open. You got your typical fuel cell and such back there. Still no roof flaps back then. There's the underside of the car if you want to see that. Does still have these sticker tires. Not a whole lot to talk about a car like this. Like I said, just a really cool old paint scheme. And, obviously everyone loves all the Hershey cars. So I've never really been a fan of Payday bars. They're basically just a bunch of peanuts formed together in a bar with caramel to hold them together. I like peanut butter, but I've never really been this big on actual peanuts to want an entire just giant bar of just solid peanuts together. But definitely was a really cool paint scheme. So the kind of pearl white finish with the bright neon orange and blue, it's a really cool paint scheme. So they ended up using the same design for that first Reese's car. I think I've reviewed that. I don't know. If I haven't reviewed that, I guess I'll have to review that too. But there was that, what was it, the honey roasted peanuts, I believe it was? Was it honey roasted? No, it was the car that ran in 2003 was the Reese's car. The same, design, but just in Reese's colors. Even had Payday on, I think, the quarter panel still. That was the car that he ran in 2003, and then for some reason they didn't produce it until like 2004 or 5. Like, they didn't produce it until years later. But like I said earlier, this Payday car clearly still has some reach if it's a car that people want to run as a throwback, recreate very accurately, get Payday on the car, and there was a bunch of people that were just like, you know, loving and remembering this car and how much they used to love this car. So clearly it still has some reach. As you can see in the background, Paydays do still exist. I just bought that yesterday to go with the car. Like, you see the logo's changed a little bit over the years, but same basic idea. But I wish Hershey's would come back for real. Stop just coming back for these, like, you know, they came back a couple times, the Reese's JTG Doherty car. Now they're clearly, like I said, clearly they have some interest in NASCAR. If somebody immediately was like, hey, you want to run the old Payday car? And they're like, sure. So clearly they care about NASCAR a little bit. Like I said, with Mars gone, Hershey's should be smart and hop back into the sport right now, but whatever. If you want this car, it is, like I said earlier, not a hard car to get. You can usually get it for about $20. So I would definitely run picking this car up. Like I said, I love the old Hershey cars. The old Reese's and Hershey's and Payday and everything else are just all great paint schemes. It was one of 2 Hershey throwbacks in the race, because there was a throwback to Harvick's Pelon Pel Rico, the Mexican candy car. Josh Williams actually raced that paint scheme. Wasn't able to actually get the Mexican candy sponsor from Hershey's, but there were 2 different Hershey paint schemes that ran at Darlington in the Xfinity Series, which was hilarious. There was like 7 Harvick throwbacks in that race. That was hilarious. They're like his Coast Guard car, his AC Delco car, his Busch camo car from 2021 was a throwback that didn't look anything like, barely looked like the car. That was the weirdest choice, but whatever. But there was a ton of Harvick throwbacks in that race. That was kind of funny. But remember, for all of your diecast needs, you can go to circlebdiecast.com, and if you use the code BWhack, you can get $5 off shipping on any order over $30. Let's go check that out if you want anything. But I think pretty much all there is to say. This has been a review of Kevin Harvick's Payday Chevy from 2003. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.